we discussed before many concepts related to the consumer and his role in the communication process, right? You remember the communication process when we discussed that there is a sender and the receiver and the message, and you put the message into a channel to deliver this message to deliver a specific meaning, right? In the beginning of the communication or the integrated marketing communications, it was about the company's vision, about what the product is doing for the customer. So you were a passive. The consumer point of view wasn't taken in consideration in advertising or in the communication message or creating the message. So it was all about the product and what the product is able to do for you, the functionality of the product. After some time, they started to realize that the communication process is not a one-way communication. If I'm trying to communicate with you, communication means that I will deliver a message and in turn you will reply to me. So, to do so, I have to understand your vision about the product, about what that product will do for you, right? But after we developed the message, we actually did not take what actually affects the customer in consideration. What is the problem here? Group WhatsApp? Not now. We will create it later. هنعملها بعدين. Okay? So, if I want to make that communication effective, I have to make this process two-way communication. You deliver a message, and I deliver in turn a message. So we communicate from both sides. The concept of relationship marketing actually evolved in the 90s, which means that we have to create relationships with customers, strategic relationships. So the customer would stay with us, to retain with us. And this is actually what the company is trying to do. So, to keep you in the company's database as a customer, we have from time to time to develop our services or products a way better, so you stay loyal to the company. CRM or customer relationship management actually focus on this point to understand you more. So IBM company with another company in 1997, as I remember, they started to create the first CRM system. It was very simple, and it depended on the consumer data from different supermarkets, stores like Walmart, etc., and analyzed the data of the consumer purchases and create reports discussing what the consumers actually buy, when do they buy more from such products, which actually give insights about the consumer consumption patterns. The consumer consumption patterns was very important to predict the consumer behavior, okay? What they will buy, what they like, what they don't like, when they buy, how much do they pay. This was the starting point for the CRM. After a while, they started to collect personal data from the consumers. We all actually put our personal data when the internet started to become a global phenomenon in the 90s. While you were making your email, they ask you for your name, right? Your phone number, your date of birth. This was the beginning for collecting data of consumers. After that time, the personal data started to be treated as an asset for companies. So they send you SMSs to deliver specific messages to say, happy birthday, for example. Adidas used to do so. And from this point, the internet actually expanded. Even we are tracking your actions on the internet, on a website, for example. We are tracking your movements from a page to another. All these are data. Facebook collecting data. YouTube collecting data. This data is very precious for companies. They pay a lot of money for it. So they can understand your future behavior. This is what is the relationship is about. Creating a bond with the customer. We understand you very well because of your actions. Your actions tells us who you are, right? You like surfing the internet for products like the gym products you like creatine, I think, right? Protein, whey protein. So they start to customize actually what you see as a content on the YouTube, for example, or advertisements for such products. So another girl, for example, she cares about makeup. We are following this. We analyze this and we give you the content matching your interests. Actually, when you search for a product for the gym, for the bodybuilding or to build the muscles, why do you do so? Because you like the game, just you like to go to the gym and to play? What is your intentions when you go to the gym? Why do you actually لا ابتسم واضحك كده عشان ما اضربكش. Why do you go to the gym? You may tell me why. To? Okay. What else? This is a personal purpose, right? To feel that you are fit in the game. You like that game for yourself. Okay. Is there any other thing related to the society that you live with? When you go out with your girlfriend, for example, okay, and you're wearing a nice t-shirt, I believe if you're not going to the gym, you would be skinny, right? But while going to the gym, doing your sports, you look better. So you feel within the community that you deal with that you're more acceptable, right? Right, Ziad? You like to go to the gym too, huh? So there is internal factors related to you to be in a good shape, in a good health, while there are some external factors. One of them is to be accepted in the community. So they look at you with admiring. You would like this, right? Every one of us would like people to look at him, admiring him. Okay. Those factors are very important to you while you are trying to find a product to purchase to support these points. Okay, there are internal and external. Okay, past and the future expectations from consuming the product or going to the gym. What do you expect from consuming such product like protein or creatine or whatsoever? What do you expect in the future from using that product? Ziad? Muscle gain. I expect more muscle gain in the future. This is a future. This is your expectations and hopes to build more muscle, to be more fat. What is the past experience with the product? Your past experience. Before? before and after, good. Your experience with the product, right? I was skinny, I started to gain muscles when I used that product. This is your past experience that support using the product in the future. So you have 4 main factors: internal, external, past, and the future expectations, right? This is related to the consumer while he's consuming products or search for products to buy. You will be loyal for products or services that support the positiveness of those 4 factors: internal, external, past, and the future, right? Marketing is a whole connected network. So the integrated marketing communications is part of the marketing science. So Christian Grondros and Finn in 2009, they created a concept built on the relationship with the customer. Companies, for example, like Vodafone, it was one of the first networks in Egypt for mobile services, mobile phone services. Okay, started I think 1995, maybe, I believe so. Since that time, they started to collect customer data. Today, Vodafone has about 40 million users in Egypt. Okay. This data, they started to use to make more arguments to communicate with the customers, to support the relationship that we are talking about. The relationship. I want to support the relationship with the customers, so I retain them. I keep them loyal to the company. For example, analyzing the data that we have for the customers helped them to create Vodafone Cash services. We discussed this ad before. Okay, so how did they create this point? We found that their consumers actually pay a lot of bills each month. I pay a lot of money for bills, Vodafone bills. So we made it online billing. So while they are thinking how to make our relationship more deeper with the customers, why don't we create bill payments for another services, like electricity, like water, like governmental bills? So they started to create or to develop the service, not just billing Vodafone bill, but also another services. So this service was built on analyzing the data of the consumers. We know each month, in the beginning of that month, people start to pay a lot of bills. We have to facilitate this point. So you do not make a lot of effort, spend a lot of time, and of course cost, because you will go there and there and there, from just the application. That will keep the customer retained with the company. We are building relationship with him. Then he will start to be more loyal. Deep self-commitment to stay with the company. And that's what you are searching for. Okay? This is from analyzing the data. Relationship communication. Discussing the same issue. Not just in developing new services and products. So data can help us to develop new products and services, to make it better, to understand you more. But also it can help you to generate more effective communication. How? Relationship communications actually depends on the data of the consumers, on the historical actions of the customer, with some other factors within his environment. So Finn and Grondros said that relationship communication model builds mainly on 2 models presented by Mike and Boyle, the meaning-based model and the Everton and Stanvik, CIRC. It's a table in page, I believe, 6. You will have to read the article after we finish, okay? Those 2 models discussing 2 different yet similar concepts. Internal and external, past and the future factors. It's all about the customer. And how we can use those factors to communicate effectively. If you're dealing with me for the first time and you do not know my background, you do not know my culture, there will be some difficulty to communicate together. To communicate together. So to make it more effective, I have to study you before I start to communicate. This is a relationship communication. For example, when I give training for salespeople, I advise them not to make cold calls for customers. You have to study that customer. You have to see, to browse his Facebook account, his Instagram account, to see who you are dealing with, to understand him. So you can customize your style of communication according to his references, his background. You will understand him. So the call will be more warm, not cold call. Hello, sir, we are selling villas if you would like to. There is no effective communication in this point. So, provide the relationship perspective by drawing on these two models, both an individual as a person and the firm's relationship with that person or individual to be examined. The relationship communication model has two dimensions, as we discussed. Time dimension based on historical and the future factors. Okay? تأخرش. Relating to the consumer's perception, your own perception. Perception means your experience. What did you learn from life? That creates perception. Perception creates attitudes, and attitudes create behavior. Okay? It's a sequence of a given relationship and situational dimension based on external and internal factors inside the customer. They suggest that some or all of these factors may influence the consumer creation of meaning of marketing communication messages. What is the purpose of communication? Why do we communicate? To know us, every one of us would know the other more better. Okay. What else? How do I know you?
Communicate to get to know each other.
Okay, you deliver a message. Do you mean this? And I deliver in return a message. So it's a two-way communication to understand each other by delivering meanings. Without the meaning, the communication process loses the main purpose. The main purpose of communication process is to deliver a meaning. You may deliver a message, but it would be understood in a wrong way. What's up? Okay. Those are the studies actually discussed the meaning in communication, relationship perspective, historical factors, external factors, internal, and the future. Okay? This is a literature search for the components to create their theory of relationship communication. This is how things done. To create new concept, new model. You have to read a lot, to investigate what was discussed or searched before, so you can reach a new perspective, okay? Among historical factors, all kinds of messages from past messages from past, your past with the company, right? But not just that, your past as a whole, as a customer. While we are segmenting the market, making marketing segmentation, we actually look at the past of the consumer to understand the psychological factors, right? So it is not just the past with the company, because maybe you are a new customer. You are trying to attract new customers, to retain the current and to acquire new customers, okay? From the past have an impact on the consumer's meaning creation. Everything you went through your life is actually affect your meaning creation of messages, of communication. You are well educated, okay, well raised, living in a modern society. That would mean that your interpretation of messages meaning should be fast, accurate, and clear. But maybe not. So how can we create a message that all our consumers will understand it the same way? It should be something shared with all of them, like segmentation. The concept of homogeneity. There is a homogeneous segment. We share same way of thinking or same way of interpretation for a specific message. For example, Egyptian flag, if we show it, we all will feel the nationalism, right? But if you show the same flag for British people or American, they would not recognize the flag. Or maybe they will recognize it, okay, this is Egyptian flag, it's okay. What is the meaning? You're trying to find out if we know the flag or not. But for us, you will feel nationalism, even without discussing the topic. Those are different meaning for the same message. Just a picture. I'm showing a picture. Depending on past experience. Your past experience with the flag is nationalism. I'm Egyptian citizen. Okay? For them, it would be a test. You're testing my knowledge. Or maybe he doesn't know what you're trying to do. Egyptian. Are we gonna discussing the historical, the history of Egypt? Maybe. So, the same message can have many different meanings according to your background, your past experience. Okay. حاول تبقى تيجي بدر. اتفضل. Okay. Such factor can be found in the consumer personal history, your personal history with the company. And I love to extend the history, not just with the company. People with similar ages, actually, they have some main points, shared points in their past. People who are now 40s actually passed with the era of the 80s. So they know some shared things happened in the 80s and in the 90s. We actually experienced the first BC. We actually experienced the first mobile phones. So this is a past experience shared with all of us. Sega, Nintendo, the first PlayStation. You did not, you do not know that past. You do not realize it. And I can assure that you did not have the passion of having something that wasn't exist before, like the mobile phone. Suddenly we found something called mobile phone in our hands. This experience is a shared past experience. So it is not just the history with the company to find arguments to communicate with the consumers, but not only relating to not commercial issues, and experiences, but also memories and stories heard somewhere relating to commercial relationship-based history. You're all past. Future factors can be embedded in the expected future of the relationship or in the person's life theme, like going to the gym. This is a life theme. This is your theme. I go to the gym, I do my training. So, this is your theme of life. And maybe it's the future expectations of the company's services and products. What they will give me more. Vodafone says, مع بعض أقوى. اللي جاي أقوى. The future is more stronger. This is a promise from the company to the consumers, to their customers. The current and the potential customers we would like to have in the future to increase our database of customers, the market share. Or in a personal life theme, the former are commercially related, whereas the latter are broader in scope. So, some are related to commercials, and some are broader in scope, your whole life. But many include commercially related aspects. Well, such future factors can be expectations, goals, what you are looking for in the future, hopes, Ziad, or visions about yourself. Those time factors together constitute a continuum from the past to the envisioned future of the consumer. Traditional marketing communications has usually been suited in the present only. The traditional marketing communication discussing the current moment. So, how would you create a message that it has a meaning in the current moment and in the future too? So the impact would be massive impact of communication. The current moment is not an effective way to communicate. You have to go more deeper. You have to respect the customer mind and needs to retain him within the company. Okay. Traditional, however, in relationship marketing, the time factor is central. It's a basic factor, central for the communication. An individual perception of relationship is constructed over time, right? If you are friends, every time I spend with you, I know you more, and you know me more. So the relationship goes stronger or weaker, depending on our effectiveness in dealing with each other. So this is the same point. اقفل التكييف, switch it. Thank you. Thus the time element is critically important. The situational dimensions consists of external and internal factors, as we discussed. Both external and internal factors have to be included. External factors can be culturally suited factors. It's the culture you are living with. And this is a very important factor, culture. You have to understand the culture of the people you are dealing with. A company selling canned foods, beans, tried to sell their cans in the UK. So they showed the ad as exactly they did in the United States, getting the can, open it and put it in the microwave to heat it, and then start to eat it after you get it out from the microwave. They did not achieve any sales. So when they started to investigate, British people, conservative consumers, while they consume the products. So when they started to ask them, why, what do you don't like about our product? they said, the cans for dogs and cats. We're not dogs, we're not animals. Because animals only, we open the can for the animals and we give it to the animal to eat. This is the only cultural factor that actually prevent them from achieving any sales. So they started to redesign the ad, showing some guy actually putting the content of the can in a bowl and putting the bowl in the microwave. This is accepted in the UK. The other ad is not accepted. This is a cultural value. How do we eat? How do we consume? Saudian people actually eat with their hands. Okay. They eat with their hands. For us, it would look disgusting, right? You cannot eat with someone in the same plate with your hands, even with a spoon. This is disgusting for us, but it is a cultural act. You have to understand these points. Showing someone eating with a spoon in Saudi Arabia maybe would be weird for them. What is this? This is not us. So as we discussed in the advertising creativity, you have to reflect the customer in the ad. He needs to see himself in the ad. Don't put strange things, actions out of his culture. This is not me. This is not my country. This is not my activity or behavior while I consume. So such factors can be trend, traditions, economic situation, and the family, and alternative choices, including advertising from competing companies and other communication in the surrounding society provided by the individual. Those factors are very sensitive. When you talk about trends, traditions, economic situation, the economic situation, for example, can impact the pricing of your product. Or can impact the development of the service you are providing. You are trying to save some money because there is an inflation in the market. So we are trying to help you to achieve this point of saving some money. You can develop your service according to this, and we will see an ad to explain this. Family, You're not living alone. Your family has an impact on you and your activities. And alternative choices, including advertising from competing companies and other communication in the surrounding society provided by the individual. Internal factors are life projects, your plans for yourself, like building a good fit body, for example. Related to the self or the internal context, such as internal factors can be attitudes, capabilities, identity, or personal interest. What is your interest? You are the gym, someone other like to play football, to have joy. Not just sharing good moments with others, no. My internal factors, to have joy, to be happy, okay? Those factors actually can be shown in advertising. Don't worry, we are the fastest internet in Africa. We'll go back for that message later on. سليمان عيد صح؟ سليمان عيد انا فاكر دي سليمان عيد. You remember the factors that we were discussing, right? For example, internal factors, external factors, past and the future. You remember? After watching the ad, I would like you to spot some factors from what we discussed.
فودافون كاش التزامات شهر. معلومة سريعة عن فودافون كاش التزامات شهرية.
يوم الأرض آخر الشهر دخلت البيت بكفته فطر قالت لي قمر أهلا نورت رصيد طلبات واصلة الأرض جبنا دش يعيش خضار عرفتهم بالجزار لسه العدة والاكسسوار لسه عندي كم مشوار ادفع مية وغاز الإيجار ابن علاء عايز شنطار يوم القبض يا إما تسوح يا إما ده بتعمل لي حوار
أو ادفع كل ده أو أي حاجة تانية بفودافون كاش. إيجار، اقساط، شوبينج، وقتك مش ببلاش مفيش أسرع من فودافون كاش. معلومة سريعة عن فودافون كاش.
We got it. We actually discussed some factors. Can you spot any factors from what we discussed? Good. مشاوير كتير. A lot of tasks without the app. I'm discussing your experience to pay your bills. Right? Very good. Past experience. What else?
That Vodafone collect data about the customers
Uh.
and add more service to them to make them life easy.
Good. So I developed the service regarding the consumer needs. Very good. What else?
For the future, they save time
Good.
and they build the bills very fast.
What else?
Ease of payment.
You discussed it, but it's okay. Ease of payment. This is a functionality in the service. Okay. What else?
I don't know it's external or internal, but his money will be not lost.
His
Money
his money.
be not lost.
Okay.
هو لو مسكها في ايده ممكن تضيع.
Okay. Expectations from. Okay. This is a future. Okay. What else? I will go back to the PDF so it can be more easier for you. What can you spot from those in the ad? Traditions as you mean this is the trend. The trend, it will be more suitable if you describe it as trend, because the beginning of the month, it's a trend, we know. Okay, very good.
Family and alternative choices.
Separate them, it will be better. Family. Start with describing the family. How?
The needs.
Good. They impact his purchasing decision, right? His kid would like Shankar. His wife has some wants for the house, right? Okay. The family has an impact on the decision making. So they understand this. So they show them in the ad, right? And their impact. Because everyone may use the service or this service, Vodafone Cash. He has the same situation with different needs. Some kid would need a Shankara, another would need a shoes or something. It is normal. This is the norm of the life. When you have a family, they have some needs. So I have to show them in the ad. So it can be more related to you because I have a family. This is a relationship communication. It's related to me. It's related to my needs and to my family's needs. So I empower the relation. I make it more stronger, more solid by understanding you, your needs, your family needs, and I build the communication according to this, the message. So it has a clear meaning, and this is the point from the communication. I need to create a clear meaning to facilitate the communication, the delivery of the message. Okay, if we are discussing the internal factors, for example, internal factors are life projects related to the self or the internal context. Such internal can be attitudes, capabilities, identity, or personal interest. What can you spot of this in the ad? Does he have life projects? Like what? This is a life project, really, because he's the father. He's the father. And this life project is a continuous project. It will not be end until he dies. So this is a life project. I'm the father of this family. I'm the head. So I have to facilitate the life of the people I'm responsible for. I have to facilitate their life. This is a life project.
Is this traditions? Is it traditions?
A tradition? Yeah. Being a father is a tradition. The father is the provider in any culture, in another planet. Alien father will be the same, like this one. No. In all the world. Maybe after you grown up, things will be different in United States from Egypt. Okay? You may live with your family all your life. This would happen in Egypt. Okay? But in the United States, you have to find a way for yourself, find a job, find a house, to separate from the family, from the father and the mother, to start your life. This is a cultural value, a cultural tradition. They live like this way. We live like this way. While actually in the United States, you would find some kids still living with their, or children, or young people, or teenagers, or grown-ups still living with their family, father and mother. They did not separate. But it's a common thing for a father anywhere in the world. Okay? Meaning creation is necessary to take both dimensions presented above into account, internal and external, as we discussed. Okay? So, if we watch another video, this video actually has a lot of meanings, which actually it's a universal meanings. Universal meanings mean that anyone would understand it. And this is the most effective style of communication, that you craft a message that anyone would understand. We will also discuss this after we watch it. I believe we watched that ad before, or this message before, but to analyze the segmentation, right? Now we will analyze the communication with the customers to build a relationship, or the relationship communication. We will discuss internal, external, past, and the future. Now we are discussing different concept, not segmentation.
I'm sorry. I don't want to be a friend. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another.
Can you follow what he's saying? Hate, happiness, love. This is universal meanings. And we all actually experienced this. This is a past experience. And we actually expect it to happen in the future. So our future would be more brighter, right? You have to put yourself inside the script of the message.
In this world, there's room for everyone. The good earth is rich. It can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful. But we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much, feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent, and all will be lost.
He's discussing internal factors like kindness, love, emotions, and the reflection on the external life, on our family, on our society, or on our economic conditions. Because wars actually would destroy our life, will make the economic situation very bad one.
The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness of men, cries out for universal brotherhood and the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world. Millions of despairing men, women, and little children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress.
Can you relate what is going on this message with the message of Vodafone? Vodafone actually promoting a service called Vodafone Cash, right? There is a misery for the father each beginning of a month for billing or paying his billments, right? This is a misery. This is something actually exhausting. But in a funny way. This is more serious. So, actually the meaning that he's trying to deliver needs the message to be more serious. On the other hand, Vodafone, you have to put the humor appeal, as we discussed the appeals of ads. Humor appeal. Here you cannot use a humor appeal. Your appeal should be emotional based. While they are similar in describing misery, but this is in a humor style and this is in a serious style.
The hate of men will pass and dictators die.
The hate of men will end. Will end. What is this factor? This is a future factor. Expectations, hopes that hate would end.
And the power they took from the people will return.
Will return.
And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men. Machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines. You are not cattle. You are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate. Only the unloved hate. The unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery. Fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power. The power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite!
What you actually watched reflects the 4 dimensions: past, future, internal, external. Those factors, if you use them carefully, you will deliver a very effective message. And the message will live. It will stay for a long time. Even after we die, I believe this message would stay. This is how you create effective messages. So the concept of relationship communication is actually existence the 30s or the 40s. But we did not put the frame until 2009 by Finn and Grandros, actually. It exists. This 3-minute video explains the relationship communication. So you have to understand these factors while you are creating your message, because there is an intended meaning. Your meaning should be clear, obvious, and easy to understand. Anyone would understand this. There is a passion. Exactly like Vodafone ad, there is a passion, but in a different style. Those factors in Christian and Grandros actually are like so: the situational context and the time frame. Time frame has historical and the future factors, while the situational is the internal and the external factors. Using those 4 factors, or 2 of them, or 3 of them, or 1 of them, according to the message you are trying to create, will create a better meaning. That means that the meaning creation created by the consumer would be related to the message you are trying to deliver. And what makes it very successful, that when you are creating a message, you actually create the message according to or depending on a segmentation basis. Those people are similar in their needs. There is a homogeneity within this segment. So when you are trying to craft the message, this message would be related to those people. Using those factors while creating the message will increase your meaning creation. That will make it more effective. Clear? I expect you to read the full article and we will discuss it next time. Okay? Everything is good? Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.